Hello everyone and welcome to another Premier Injuries Daily Roundup. Now, we said yesterday that we would go live. Unfortunately, Jason McKenna, he's down with a lurgy, so he can't join us today, and therefore I'm recording by myself. So this is pre-recorded. Apologies, but I do have some of your questions backed up already, so I'll try to get through those, as many as possible. So first up, we had questions with regards to Kieran Tierney and generally those players who've been sidelined for Arsenal for the majority of pre-season. Of course, I'm talking about Tomiyasu and Emile Smith-Rowe and Fabian Vieira. That new signing came in with that foot problem. Now, the good news is, with regards to Mikel Arteta providing an update, all of those players should be back on the training pitches this week. So in terms of their actually injury, they're on the cusp of return. The decision then comes down to just minutes, sharpness, match fitness. I would suggest that none are really in a position to threaten that starting 11. Certainly not the way the Gunners have been going in pre-season. We don't like to read too much into those games, but you cannot deny that they have been impressive, scoring goals, but also keeping things nice and tight at the back. So the likes of Tierney and Tomiyasu may be players that should be on your radar going forward, but certainly during these game weeks 1 and 2 and possibly 3, they may not be in a position to ready to start. And even when they are, like I say, they'll still take a little bit of time to get up to pace with the game. Elsewhere, had a couple of questions with regards to Brentford players. Ethan Pinnock, Brentford players providing great value last season. Defensively, Ethan Pinnock, he's got a knee problem. Now, it looks as if that's going to keep him out for a significant period on the sidelines. He hasn't taken any part during the summer. The specifics and the nature of that injury are so far they're undisclosed by the club, but Thomas Frank has spoken and he said, look, he's not expecting him back anytime soon. And that probably had a big bearing on the decision to bring Ben Mee into the club. Obviously, the former Burnley player comes in at centre-back. Other things to note down at Brentford, Christian Norgard, he returned at the weekend from a knee problem. Now, Thomas Frank said, things he made it had a significant impact. They were much improved when he's on the pitch, and he hinted that he could start for that game. So that's promising signs. Had a question yesterday with regards to Luis Fernando Sinisterra, who's currently sidelined with a hamstring problem, and whether he would be ready for game week 1. It looks as if that injury will probably keep him out of the opener, but it's certainly nothing that we need to worry about long term. Him, and along with a few other players, Adam Forshaw, and maybe an outside chance of Firpo, could be back for maybe outside chance game week 2, or maybe even game week 3. Luke Ayling, he's also been sidelined throughout the summer. He's probably targeting a return late in August. So that's good news with regards to Leeds on the injury front. Ricardo Pereira, another question we got, limped off at the weekend. Now, this is a concern. This is a non-contact, confirmed as a Achilles injury by Brendan Rodgers. He spoke post-match that he mentioned that it didn't look good. Now, the concern is, and discussions probably would have already taken place internally with regards to the severity of that. Brendan Rodgers was probably being a little bit coy with regards to his update, and maybe wants imaging or further assessments or a second opinion to confirm the severity of that. But like I say, non-contact Achilles injuries, never good. That would indicate that we could be looking at a significant period on the sidelines. We hope not. We hope there's not a rupture in there. We wait to learn the full extent of that. But Ricardo Pereira, like I say, will certainly be out of the opening game weeks. There are also slight concerns over Harvey Barnes. Now, he said that his knee was feeling unstable on Sunday, but that was played down post-match by Brendan Rodgers. He said that he was being treated by the medical team. The player himself seemed absolutely fine, and the medical department and the physios weren't overly concerned by that issue. So that being said, and providing there's no sort of adverse reaction and that doesn't evolve any further, then Harvey Barnes should be okay for game week 1. Elsewhere, couple about Jaden Sancho, he missed out the weekend through illness. That was also why Luke Shaw wasn't involved in that Man United team, but no other significant absentees from that Manchester United first team squad. Joe Shelby, Again, we've had various reports on a potential return to play timeline, some suggesting it could be as soon as a fortnight, others maybe extend to around that month period. Because, and what I would say with regards to this one, we're still waiting to learn the full extent of the problem. Eddie Howe has mentioned that there could be some potential nerve damage in and around that hamstring area. Now, again, that would have an impact on that return to play timeline. So if there is nerve damage, we're certainly looking towards that month in maybe early September. If it's isolated just to the hamstring, it's a fairly sort of straightforward strain or tear, then maybe in and around sort of 2 to 3 weeks. That was me just hitting my phone there, by the way, off the desk. Breaking news from Tottenham. This is from one source. We're hearing that Bissouma could be out of the opener. He looks to have picked up what's reported to be a minor or light injury, which is going to cast serious doubt over his involvement in game week 1. We already know that Richarlison is suspended. That's a carryover from his days at Everton, when he threw that flare into the crowd that earned him a ban from the FA. Also, big question marks over Oliver Skipp. He had a training ground injury. Somebody stood on his foot. There's a deep laceration there. So, of course, it's going to be difficult to see that padded out. And it depends if there is any additional damage or structural damage in and around the foot. And finally, a couple of others that have been asked about. Raul Jimenez. Of course, Wolves reported that the striker had minor injuries to his medial collateral ligament, his MCL in his knee, and also an adductor problem. Now, again, these, particularly the knee, responds really well to conservative treatment. And we're probably looking at somewhere in between maybe 3 to 4 weeks for that one, minimum, maybe possibly extended up to about 6 weeks. So it could be late August or early September for that. And that's pretty much about it. A couple talking about maybe the possibility of Hee Chan Huang coming in as a bit of an option or an alternative to Jimenez, and also Pedro Neto. We've covered Pedro Neto early in the source, so please check out that video. But with regards to Juan, he's also been sidelined for a large portion of this preseason program. So again, it's going to take him a little bit of a while to get up to speed, to get up to match fitness and sharpness. So he isn't a player that I would be taking a punt on. Now, fingers crossed, Jason will be back in the hot seat tomorrow, so we will be able to go live and answer your questions in real time. However, if not, I will hear by myself and we're recording every day up until the FPL deadline and game week 1. Lots of content coming out. So please remember to check us out, subscribe, and see you all again very soon.